Okay, so in this video we'll look at a couple of techniques that we can use with the shape layers option when working with the pen tool. So grab your pen tool, choose the shape layers option, and we don't need to worry about color this time. Just pick a color that you can see. If you're working with a white background, don't use white for your color or you won't be able to see the shape as you create it, but any color is fine because we're going to look at a few techniques for actually changing the color at a later stage. So we'll go ahead and create any shape you like, really. Just go and let's do a flower type shape. Okay, so you can see using our shape layers we create a filled shape, and this shape exists on a unique layer, and every time I draw a new shape, a new layer is created for that shape. Okay, so what I wanted to go over with at this point, working with these shape layers, is how to apply some effects to those. So this is sort of extending the pen tool really. It's another Photoshop technique, but the two just go hand in hand quite well together, you'll find a lot of the time. So if I select the shape layer that contains the shape I want to work with, so whichever shape you've drawn that you want to fiddle with this technique, we're going to give it a sort of a 3D look and a shadow. So now we go to our layer menu, choose layer, layer style, and then blending options. Okay, so we get this layer style dialog box appearing, asking us what sort of styles we'd like to apply to this layer. You can just move the box to one side if you like, so you can see a preview of what happens as we go through these things, how it actually affects the shape that you've selected. So for instance, if I come down and tick the drop shadow box, my shape now has a shadow underneath it. If I want to change the drop shadow though, I can tick it to turn it on, but to change the settings I actually need to click on the words. So I click where it actually says drop shadow, and you'll see as I click it now that it turns blue, selects, and then the options for the drop shadow are shown in the center of this dialog here. So we can control things like the size of the shadow, the distance, so how far away the shadow is from the object, the angle, various things like that. And I'd encourage you to go through this list and see what all these different things do and how they work. So I'll leave the drop shadow on. I might give it a bevel effect too, so I'm going to tick bevel and emboss here, and to turn the bevel effect on, and click on the words bevel and emboss to bring up the settings, and I'll bring the size up just so you can see exactly what's happening there. Just gives this flower a sort of a 3D kind of appearance. And then maybe a gradient overlay as well. So tick gradient overlay, bring up the settings, and we'll pick an interesting gradient to apply. So there we have a shape that we've created with the pen tool and some special effects applied to it.